I just got home from work and there are two things that I do as soon as I walk in the door, before I do anything else, before I even change. I need to, one, empty my lunch pail out and make my lunch. So I've got it all ready to go and I'm gonna pack it. I always keep salt in my lunch pail for my cucumbers. I've got half a cup of cucumbers there. I've got some Greek yogurt with some oranges and some Honey Nut Cheerios and a turkey pepperoni. A spoon. I always pack 2 spoons because I always forget a spoon, so I do 2. That way I know I don't forget. Then I pack a water, and I have one at work in the fridge, so I know I have 2 waters. This is very important because if I don't do this now, my job is pretty exhausting. It's very active. I'm on my feet all day. When I get home, I'm pretty exhausted, I'm not gonna lie. So if I don't do this now, I'll never do it. And then when I go to work tomorrow, I won't have a lunch, I'll be hungry, and I'll either come home starving and eat everything in sight because I didn't make my lunch, or I'll eat stuff at work that people brought in that I really didn't plan on or want to eat. So making my lunch is very important. And I pack a very similar lunch every day because it's very quick and easy to throw that together, and that helps set me up for success. So now I put it immediately in the fridge and we're set. The next thing I do is I set my alarm for the next morning. I like to wake up early to make sure that I do my cardio. So I set my alarm for 5, but I set 2 alarms. I set the alarm in my room and a backup alarm on my phone. Here is my alarm. I have it set, today is Monday, so I've got it set for Tuesday to Friday at 5:05, and I set my first alarm for 5 o'clock. That way, if I happen to not wake up and hit the snooze, I have a backup alarm that will go off and make sure that I get up in time to do my cardio. And the same thing for why I have to set my alarm right away. If I don't do it now, I might forget. And I wanna make sure that I leave myself enough time to do my cardio in the morning. One, I am a morning person, so I have more energy in the morning. 2, by the time I'm done my day, because I am so active during the day, I'm not gonna wanna do my cardio at night. So I make sure that I wake up extra early. I don't have to leave for work until about 8:45, so that gives me lots of time to do my cardio, eat my breakfast, and get ready so that I still get out to work on time, but my cardio is done. It also gives me time to make sure that I have some sort of breakfast. My breakfast is prepped, and I'm still working off of the French toast bake that I showed you guys in one of my Sunday resets. It makes 8 days, and this is day 8, so I've got this ready for tomorrow too. Now I have to go set my actual alarm, and then I'll get changed to get ready for the workout I'm gonna do after dinner, but I get in my workout clothes right away, so there's no excuse. So I got changed for my workout. I'm doing legs tonight. And then once I got changed, I made my dinner. I'm having 3 ounces of baby carrots and mini pizzas. And tonight it's sausage and cheese pizza. And then I'm gonna be having a Crush Zero Sugar orange pop with it. It's really important for me to have really quick and easy meals that I can throw together in like 5 minutes, and that's also tasty because that really helps set me up for success, especially after a long day. I don't want to be cooking for a long time, so I need something that eliminates excuses, and this is one of my favorite meals because it literally takes 5 minutes, it's done, it's super tasty, and it's fast, and it's filling, and it helps fuel my workout. And all the things that you're seeing in this video is part of my nighttime routine. I've lost 130 pounds and I've kept it off for over 10 years. And I've been doing this nighttime routine for literally the last 10 plus years. Some form of it. Every year that goes by, I tweak it and get better at making it really efficient and really help set myself up for success with all the things that I do every night. And that's the reason I've been able to keep the weight off for so long, because I've made my nighttime routine non-negotiable and I set myself up for it to be fun and relaxing, but also to make sure that I get all my chores done, meaning set my alarm, make my lunch, make my dinner, do my workout. And that helps put it into place, everything, so that I can keep my weight off forever. If you want to know exactly what I ate and did to lose my weight, keep it off, and get in the best shape of my life.
Whoa.
You can't see my muscles yet, but you will when I take my shirt squared off for working out. I have 4 weight loss e-bucks. You can buy them separate and use code Nicole to save yourself 10% off, or you can buy my everything bundle where you get all 4 of them for a cheaper price, then use code Nicole to save yourself 10% off the already cheaper price for a double savings. Link is down below. It's time to make dessert. I'm making protein ice cream. This is like one of my staples. I pretty much have it every night after dinner. This is how I make it. So I've got 1 cup of unsweetened almond milk, and I use the one from Costco because it's vanilla unsweetened almond milk and it comes in bulk. So we use it all the time, so it lasts a long time. Then I've got a 1/4 cup of egg whites, and these are the ones from Costco. And I'm dropping it all over the table. Hey, why are you leaking? Oh, leak. I better pour a little bit more in there since I spilled half on the table. There we go. Okay, and then I use 2 cups of frozen fruit. I'm just gonna mop.
And these are pasteurized, so they're fine for protein ice cream or smoothies or whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to cook them because they're pasteurized. Then I use 2 cups of frozen fruit, and I use 1 cup of the whole frozen strawberries that we slice up, and then a mix in the other cup, about 3/4 of a cup of this 3-berry blend from Costco. It's got raspberry, blueberries, and blackberries. And then like about a 1/4 cup of the sliced peaches. So I just put those all in there, and the sliced peaches are from Walmart. And then I put in a scoop of protein powder, and this is the absolute best protein powder ever. It's HTLT Sups casein and whey protein powder. Tonight I'm using the Cake Pop flavor. It literally tastes like birthday cake with frosting. And my favorite part, I'm gonna see if I can get some. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it literally has sprinkles in it, which is my favorite part. And it blends really well in the protein ice cream. It makes it really creamy, and really the flavor just pops right out, even with all the fruit. Code Nicole will save you 15% off, and the link is down below. I'm gonna blend this on high and scrape down the sides a few times. Before I do that, one of the most important things that I do every night for my routine to keep my weight off is have dessert. And I've been having dessert from the beginning of my journey, and I'll have dessert every night forever because it's what keeps me going. If I didn't have dessert, I'd feel like I was missing out, and at some point down the road, it would backfire. So it's very important that I have something that I love every night for dessert. And I like the protein ice cream because it's very filling, and I top it with some cool stuff, which you'll see in a minute, and it keeps me full, fuels my workouts. It's also really good. So put it on high. Okay, so this is all done. I'm just gonna use a spatula to get everything out. And as you can see, like, it makes a massive bowl. And that's another thing that's really important. I try to make my meals, including my desserts, really high volume because I have a really big appetite. And it is normal to be hungry when you're eating in a calorie deficit to meet your goals, which I often am. So low cal, high volume, and lots of protein, that's my jam. So I'm just gonna get rid of the rest here. And then this is what I top it with. This is a heaping 1/4 cup of kids cereal. We've got the loaded Crave and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and then there's a teaspoon of chocolate chips in there. So I just put this on top, and then I do a generous teaspoon of chocolate syrup. This is the Hershey's, just regular ice cream chocolate syrup. And I eyeball this because I'm pretty good at eyeballing that, but everything else I measure. So calories for this, it's 397 calories, 7 grams of fat, 51 grams of carbs, and 33.5 grams of protein. And that, you gotta take a sweet bite. I save my cereal and stuff for last because of my favorite part, so I just do this at first. So I did my leg workout tonight. I do legs once a week, every Monday night after dinner and dessert. And this is my leg routine. First, I start with some warm-ups. A couple of minutes, just do a couple of squats, a few like side-by-side steps, a few walkouts, just to like warm up my hamstrings and my glutes and everything and get myself ready for the workout so that I don't get injured. The first exercise I do are lying hamstring curls with a dumbbell. This is my favorite move. I feel like it really works my glutes and hamstrings. I use a 30-pound dumbbell and I do 2 sets of 10 reps. And I basically lower the dumbbell down really slowly, and then I pull up slowly and squeeze so that I'm always keeping the tension on my hamstrings and glutes. And you really feel it by the end. Before I do the second exercise, I do 2 sets of every exercise, and I do 5 exercises total. Exercise number 2 are walking lunges, and I hold 2 20-pound dumbbells, one by each of my sides, and I do 2 sets of 24, so that works out to 12 per leg. And because we have minimal space, I just go as far as I can and then I turn around and I keep going until I hit 24. And how I rest in between sets is I wait just long enough for my heart rate to come down a little bit, and then I go back and do my next set. I try to be intense and stay within 45 minutes because I find after 45 minutes, you really aren't building muscle anymore. You're kind of just doing cardio and just doing nothing. Number 3 is barbell squats. And we do it with a barbell, and I use 35-pound plates on each side. And I do 12 reps and 2 sets again. And what I do is I squat down as if I'm sitting in a chair. But when I squat down, I try to stick my booty out because that way I really feel the stretch in my hamstrings and my glutes. So almost like I'm sitting in a really low chair. And then I stand straight up as if I'm popping out of a hole. And that's how I do my movements for that. Number 4, Bulgarian split squats. I use one 30-pound dumbbell and I do 2 sets of 10 reps per leg. So I'll do 10 reps on one leg, and then I give myself a little rest in between, just because I find if I immediately do the other leg, I don't have as much energy and stamina to give. So I just rest a few seconds and then I switch legs, finish the set, rest, and then do the other set. And number 5, the last exercise, I do deadlifts with dumbbells. And I use 30-pound dumbbells, one on each side. And when I do the deadlift, I hinge forward from the hips, keeping my core tight. And I really try to stretch and feel like the squeeze and stretch of my hamstrings and my glutes. And I slightly bend my knees and extend the dumbbells down just past my knees. That way I really feel it. And then I squeeze my glutes on the way up. And then I do a really squeeze and hold at the very top. And I do 2 sets of 12 reps for that. So I started lifting weights once I lost the majority of my weight. I had a lot of loose skin because of my weight loss, and I started to lift weights to help me put on some muscle to fill out some of the loose skin. And I've been doing it ever since because, one, it helps me look a lot more fit and toned and fill out some of my loose skin. And I have noticed as I'm consistent with the weights, my loose skin does improve slightly over time. It's never gonna go away without surgery, but I do notice a difference. Also, the more muscle that you hold, the more calories you burn because your metabolism is faster. So I find that I can eat a little bit more while staying lean. And as I age, I'm 42, I find it really helps me with my posture. It's really good for bone density as you get older, especially for females. And because I lift weights, I do it 3 times a week, I find I can do the long days that I do every day because the muscle building prepares me for those days. As soon as I'm done working out, I always come and take my makeup off because as soon as we're done working out, we've done like our filming, I do all my chores like laundry, putting away, it's time for me to rest. And if I don't take my makeup off and wash my face right after, I'll never want to do it. And then I'll spend my whole rest time worrying about washing my face and I won't rest properly. So this comes first, and then I'm gonna rest and recuperate from the day. And that also, what I do for resting, I have a nap and I read a book, which I'll show you. And that helps take my mind off of food because I have a few hours before my last meal of the day. And so keeping myself busy allows me to not think about food or snack when I don't want to.
Hey, nice pajamas.
Yeah, thanks, Scooby-Doo. What you thought was Snoopy.
They're the same dog, same show.
Same dog. So the last thing that I do in my nighttime routine is have a nighttime snack. And Kyle and I have been having popcorn from the very beginning of our journey. This is our favorite. This is the Orville Redenbacher 80% less fat Smart Pop. And I have an entire bag. It's 240 calories for 13 cups popped. And it's got 7 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber. So you get a huge volume of popcorn, and it's full of fiber and protein, so it's also filling. And then I top it with some Colonel's seasoning, and tonight I chose double cheddar. Kyle and I take turns choosing the seasoning. So a mix of Canadian cheddar and white cheddar. And then we use a little bit of cooking spray just to help the seasoning stick. And we're also having a diet mug to go with it. And then what we'll do is we'll have this and we'll watch a movie, and that's our favorite thing to do. When we were overweight, we used to watch movies and eat snacks all night long. We had a huge problem with late night eating. So now we still watch movies and have a snack, but it's a low calorie filling snack. So we still do the same thing. We just found a way to harness it, and this is the best way to do it because you get, it feels like a never-ending bowl, but the calories are very good, and I feel really satisfied by the end of the bowl because there is so much fiber and protein in it, and it's super tasty. I don't feel the need to keep eating all night long, and I didn't take away the snack, I just chose a better one for myself. Thanks for watching. Peace. Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't give up.